Hey everybody, it's War Boss Fitz, and today we're here to talk about the Age of Fantasy Beastmen. Beastmen are one of the model ranges that has been fully realized by OPR. They've got their own line of miniatures for it, so everything you see in this video is going to be from one-page rules. So let's go ahead and talk about a few of the special rules here. Bestial Ambush is a big one for them. This model and its unit get ambush. This comes on most of the heroes, and that means that you can get these large units up behind the enemy to charge them from the rear or the flanks. Bestial Hatred is a good one because the medium and the large beastmen all have Furious. Adding this on to them means they get extra hits on a 5 or a 6. Crazed is another interesting one where you roll one die before you fight, and on a 1 to 3 the whole unit gets rending, or on a 4 to 6 the unit gets AP plus 1. Head Taker is the anti-big stuff rule. This model's melee weapons get AP plus 2 against units where most models have toughness 3 or higher. Then there's the different Pierce rules. On a 6, whenever you start a fight, you have the ability to get some more hits rolling before the fight even really starts. It's only on a 6, so don't bank on it happening, but it's a good little bonus when it does happen. So then let's look at the spells. The offensive ones are offensive ones. Let's look at the buffs. Spirit Mantle of 1. Friendly unit within 12 gets stealth next time it's shot at. That'll help out with the survivability of your units as you close, but that's not one to really go for. The ones you want to go for is Surge. They get plus 2 inches next time they advance, or plus 4 inches next time they rush or charge. You want to close with the enemy and jump on them like a spider monkey. So the ability to get there faster is always going to be better. And then Armylists is the last buff. Target 2 enemy units within 12. They get minus 2 to hit rolls next time they fight in melee. This is a situational spell. You have to have 3 magic points in your pocket to use it. If you're charging into somebody that has counter, this would be a great spell to try to mitigate whatever damage they can put in. So let's go ahead and start looking at the units. We're going to start with the heroes. Starting off with the Kemba Brute Boss. Quality 3, Defense 3, Furious Hero, Toughness 6, comes with a heavy hand weapon, 6 attacks, AP 2. You can upgrade him for AP 4, or you can switch over to 8 attacks, AP 2, with the Heavy Pierce ability. This is one of those hero units that I think would do really good on its own. You've got no rules that will help out a unit because, I mean, look at this guy. He is just a wrecking ball. My suggestion would be take the heavy great weapon for 6 attacks at AP 4, point him at the enemy, and he's just a little whirling ball of death. Next unit is the Centaur Boss. Quality 4, Defense 4, Crazed, Fast, Furious, Head Taker, Hero, Impact 1, and Toughness 3 with 3 attacks at AP 2. Again, there's no rules that will help out a unit, so again, this one kind of wants to run around on his own. But his combat ability just isn't that great to be running around on his own. He is fast, he is furious, he's got the Head Taker, so if he jumps into something that is tough, he's going to be AP 4. Maybe using him as like a flanking spoiler. You know, just being a single model, he's going to be able to find his way through cracks to hit stuff like enemy artillery pieces or small 5-man shooter squads. You could put him in a unit, but he doesn't benefit the unit anymore other than giving them a few extra hits. Next is the Nidali Beast Lord. Quality 3, Defense 3, Furious, 3 attacks with a heavy hand weapon. This is where we start to see some rules that can benefit a squad. So we got Bestial Hatred, Hit and Run, Bestial Ambush, or Fear of 3 with the Armory Standard Bearer. You can switch out his weapons to match up with the squad that he's in. He has a warning cry, so if he's in a unit that ambushes, he can push back other ambushers 12 inches. And you have the option to put him on a chariot, which gives him 6 more toughness. Impact 4, Fast, Crazed, Heavy Tusk for 2 attacks at 1 AP. So this is your like heavy Swiss Army knife lord. You're going to want to have at least one hero in the army with Bestial Ambush because you're going to want to have at least one unit that's going to pop up. That's just kind of the shtick of the army. We'll build some units as we go on to show what kind of silliness you can do. Next hero is the Waheni Huntmaster. Quality 5, Defense 5, so this is the lesser hero. Has Hero Strider, Toughness 3, 3 attacks with a hand weapon. This is where you can get a caster. You have Hit and Run, Bestial Ambush, Caster 2, or Caster 3, so You can only get your spells and stuff on the smaller of the heroes. He has the weapons to match up with his squad. You could give him some ranged weapons with a triple short bow or the heavy kill bow. So this is where we see some deadly 3 action going on. You could also give him stealth to match up with some of the squads he can go into. And you can put him on a light chariot for defense +1, fast impact 4, toughness +6, and 2 extra attacks. So with either the ability to become a caster, or again he has the bestial ambush rules where he can put a smaller unit in. You're going to want at least one of these in your army. So let's go on to units. We'll start with the Hunters. Quality 5, defense 5, 1 attack with hand weapons, and they all have Strider, which means they ignore difficult terrain. Their options are just dual hand weapons or a spear, and then the sergeant musician or a banner. Since this is the first unit, this is where I'm going to show you where you can start drowning the enemy in attacks. Give them dual hand weapons. Combine the unit to double it. Put in a Huntmaster, bestial ambush, and then give him dual hand weapons. Why not? So what you have is you have 21 models that are going to pop up 9 inches away from the enemy, charge them, and then that is 44 attacks, hitting on a 5. Okay, so hitting on a 5, not that great, so let's up it to Nadoli Warriors. Quality 4, defense 4. These guys hitting on a 4, and they come with Furious instead of Strider. You could do the same thing here. Dual hand weapons, double it. You could put in a Beast Lord with bestial ambush with dual heavy hand weapons. All of a sudden there's 44 attacks hitting on a 4 and a 3. 4 of them hitting on a 3 with AP 1. You see the theme here? Moving on, let's go right to the Nadoli Elites. Quality 3, defense 3, heavy hand weapons for 1 attack at AP 1. They are Furious with Head Taker, so the tough stuff, they are going to be AP 3. You could swap them out with a heavy halberd or a heavy great weapon. Heavy great weapon might be overkill here because you get something tough against them. They become AP 5. I don't think you're going to run anything that requires that. So probably best thing to do is just stick with the heavy hand weapons, or if you want the rending just to kick regeneration off of your enemy, go for the halberds. Next unit are the Brutes, the Kemba Brutes. Quality 3, defense 3, furious, toughness 3, 2 attacks apiece at AP 2. You can give them 2 attacks apiece at AP 4, or go for the dual heavy hand weapon for 4 attacks at AP 2. They have the Pierce rule, and again, it's not usually going to go off. It's only a 6 up, but they each get to roll 1 die, so you might get 1 or 2 of these go off in a game. And they have the Sergeant, Musician, and Banner upgrade option. So if you want a smaller footprint for one of your ambushing units, you just use Brutes, go for the dual heavy hand weapon. Or if you want to get in there and just start beating down big stuff, go for the heavy great weapon combined unit. You can put in a Beast Lord with bestial ambush. All of a sudden, look, everything ambushes. Just keep that in mind. Any one of these units you could put in can ambush. Next unit is the Raiders. Quality 5, defense 5, stealth, and strider. These are going to be your shooters. 1 shot at 18 inches with short bows. No other upgrades other than the Sergeant, Musician, and Banner command options. With all of your big units running forward to take objectives and beat stuff in the face, it's always good to have 1 or 2 of these units to skulk around the sides to hold on to objectives that you just want to run over and just keep pushing. These guys are good to keep behind just to stand on those. Next unit is the Centaurs. Quality 4, defense 4, crazed, fast, furious, and impact 1. These are your cavalry. In every other army, this is just cavalry. You replace lances with great weapons for AP 2. You can give them all throwing weapons. 1 shot at 12. You can upgrade 1 to a caster 1, and then you have the command upgrades. So putting a caster in the unit, that's kind of interesting. It's only 1 point per turn, so you could either cast a spirit mantle on yourself to get some stealth, or you could save up for a surge. And coupled with your fast on turn 2, if you really want to move them, you could get a 20-inch move to get behind the enemy, charge into their artillery or their rear line holders. These become real mobile as long as you got a hole to slip them through. Next one are the Crazed Boars, your angry pigs. Quality 4, defense 5, crazed, fast, impact 2, and toughness 3. 2 attacks apiece at AP 1, and they have no upgrades. This would be like the heavy cavalry in different armies. Keeping the unit small is a good idea here, just so they can slip through holes that are going to form your battle line, because what my thought is with the Beastmen is you're going to have a couple of large units out front pushing, and normally that blocks off entire sections of the board in combat. So if you can slip these through there to hit somebody in the flank, to add in some crazy bar attacks into an ongoing combat with your front line, or to slip through, hit some archers, they're great at doing that. Next unit are some Harpies, the Hapari Harpies, quality 5, defense 5 with flying and scout, 2 attacks apiece at AP 1. Great little distraction units. They're not going to be great on the front line because they're just not that great at fighting. Quality 5 with 2 attacks apiece. You could throw them into the enemy, but using their flying and scout rules, if you send them up a flank and they're able to jump over terrain and even jump over enemy models with the flying rule, they're going to be best as a harasser. Same thing with this unit, the Hounds. Quality 4, defense 5, fast and strider, 1 attack apiece with rending. You can give them vicious for poison, and you can give them bounty advance with scout. Again, normally my recommendation for Hounds is to keep them small, keep them kind of hidden, and to run out towards objectives and just be something the enemy has to deal with towards the later parts of the game to take the pressure off the rest of your army, allowing you to hit them in the soft, squishy spots. Now we're on to vehicles. Let's start off with the Light Chariot. Quality 5, defense 4, fast impact 4, strider, and toughness 6. Now, you know me, I think chariots aren't great, but they are cheap enough here at 90 points. It might be worth throwing a couple of these in there. 2 attacks apiece with lances and 2 attacks with tusks, or you can replace the lances with short bows for 6 shots 18 inches for 15 points. At quality 5, you're not going to be hitting much. But just adding in those impact hits wherever you can, it could be enough to blow open a section of the board or to just add some more weight into a frontal charge. Next we have Heavy Chariots. Quality 4, defense 3, crazed, fast, impact 4, toughness 6, spear crew 2 attacks with lances, and heavy tusks 2 attacks AP 1. Mostly the same. See if you could use these guys to break through the enemy line along with the rest of your infantry, and then pass through into things that we're not supposed to fight on the front line. If you can find a caster back there and run them over, it's doing its job. Next we get to some fun stuff. We have the Silumbi Cyclops. Silumbi. Quality 4, defense 3, fear of 2, sense magic. And sense magic, whenever it takes a wound roll, a die, and on a 6 it is ignored, and if it was from a spell, then it is ignored on a 2. So really good spell defenses with toughness 12. 8 attacks AP1 and 4 attacks with AP1, so 12 attacks with AP1 overall. You could switch it out to be an artillery piece for you. For throwing rocks, gives you a blast 3 indirect, or a hurl bolter, which gives you a deadly 3 direct shot, and you can give it fearless and crazed. It's an interesting unit. Gives you the opportunity to get a quality 4 artillery piece, which is going to be pretty good for you. If your front line is engaged, have this guy march up there and just start, lobbing free throws into the enemy units. Then we have the Kemba Brute Giant, quality 3, defense 3, fear 2, furious, toughness 12, stomp for 4 attacks AP1, and dual hand weapon for 10 attacks. You can switch out the dual hand weapon for a great weapon, 6 attacks AP2, give him the heavy pierce ability, and you can also give him fearless and crazed. This is just a straight up combat giant. The only question is, do you want 10 regular attacks or 6 attacks AP2? Either way, he is a beat stick meat missile. Throw him at the enemy and let him do what he's gonna do and beat the crap out of stuff. Next unit is the Slimy Beast. Quality 4, defense 3, fear 2, flying, madness, and toughness 12. Madness, before attacking, pick 2 enemy units within 12. They each must take a morale test, and if they fail, they take 3 hits. So that's going to be good against your lesser enemies. Stuff that isn't, stuff where the quality isn't that great. 4 attacks AP1 with stomp, a tongue grasp, so a 12-inch ranged weapon, 3 attacks AP1 with sniper, and a toxic maw for 6 attacks with poison. You can also give him the Beast Tamer for fearless and crazed. So the 3 attacks AP1 with sniper, that's kind of an oddball one. You're going to be on the front line, so you're going to be doing fighting, but you have the ability to try to rip heroes out of the enemy unit. That's a fun gimmick to use with it. Either way, it's going to be fighting with the rest of your troops. If you have the opportunity, try to grab something with that tongue. And then the last unit is the Burning Titan. Quality 2, Defense 2, Fear 4, and Toughness of 24. He is a pricey boy at 935 points to start off with. 8 attacks, AP 2 with Stomp. 12 attacks, AP 1 with Titan Strike. 4 attacks, 12-inch range, AP 1 with Blast 3, and reliable with the Shoot Flame. You have some options to make him even better in certain aspects. You can go Sabretooth for Fast Strider and Impact 6, Centaur for Crazed, Furious, and Fast, and Shaman Titan for Sense Magic and Caster 4. Just the way this guy is built out, I would set him for melee fighting, and melee fighting only. So my choice here would be the Centaur Titan. Get there, see if you can get rending on all your stuff with the Crazed or an extra AP with Crazed. Either one's good. Furious, because you just have so many attacks. Furious is going to cook off a few times every time you fight with it. The Shoot Flame ability I feel does not really fit this Titan, because if you're within 12 inches to shoot something with the flames, you're within 12 inches to go punch it in the mouth. If there was an option to, split up your attacks to shoot one way and then melee another way, it'd be perfect, but that's not the way one-page rules works. It's one or the other. Even if you use the assault rule, you have to charge the thing that you shot at. So this is going to kill stuff dead. Still a cool looking model though. So that is the Beastmen for Age of Fantasy in one-page rules. Let's head out to the garage and have ourselves a game.
So out in the garage, this is our battlefield for today. We have 4 objectives on the board, and we are going old school fantasy style with the sparse terrain. Mostly because we are going to be having a lot of models on the board. So let's go ahead and take a look at the armies. So here we're checking out the Beastmen that we brought today. We have a Brute Boss over here running around on his own. A Beast Lord on a chariot back here. A Hunt Master who has the Bestial Ambush rule with a unit of 20 hunters. Beast Lord with the 5-up Furious and a unit of Warriors. 3 squads of Raiders. Unit of 3 Crazed Boars over here. 2 light chariots and a Brute Giant. Let's see who they're going to be fighting against. Their opponent today is the Human Empire. We have our Battle Master on a Griffin. We have our Champion Artillerist hanging out with the 2 rocket artillery pieces. We have 2 squads of 20 spearmen, infantry armed with spears, and we have 2 champions with those who give them all 4+ quality. We have 10 marksmen with a caster. Now I've rebuilt this squad a little bit, taken out the sergeant, given him a Gatling gun, so now out of these 11 models, we're going to have 20 shots coming out of there. 2 squads of 3 Griff Riders, a Beam Wagon of Fire, and that'll do it for 2,000 points of Human Empire. So Uncle C is back again today. He's going to be playing the Human Empire, and he's going to do the honor of rolling deployment. And he rolls a 2, which means we're going to do side battle. The Beastmen deploy favoring their left flank. The wheat fields on the right flank would slow them down far too much. The Human Empire deploys with a staunch line of spearmen in the middle, anchored by the Beamer Wagon to give them the added defenses. Now we're going to roll to see who goes first. The Beastmen get a 1, and the Human Empire get a 2. This is going to be great. Looks like Human Empire turn number 1. First activation of turn 1, the Griff Riders are going to go their full distance, trying to close. First thing out of the gate for the Beastmen is going to be the Giant, moving forward as fast as he can. The Battlemaster on the Griffin comes forward to challenge. We're going to have our first combat as the first light chariot is going to be charging into those Griff Riders. Bang. So the light chariot has 4 impact hits, hitting on a 2. We got 3 hits, 3 saves, 1 fail. 2 regular attacks and 2 attacks with the lance. The lance is going to be black, hitting on a 5. One hit with a lance. And they pass the armor save. Now it's time for them to fight back. So that means one of them is down to 2 wounds, but now on their attack back, they get to consolidate up to 3 inches to hit the chariot back. Their attacks, the lances are going to be the black dice, hitting on a 4. Armor saves, the lance, because he didn't charge, is AP 0, saving on a 4. Takes the wound, and then the other one's AP 1, so on a 5, takes the wound. That means the chariot lost combat, but it passes the morale test. So he is down to 4, and he's got back up an inch because that did not work out great. Marksmen are going to be moving up 6 inches, and then they're going to do some dirty stuff to the giant. So the caster's out of range to use any offensive spells, but the rest of the shots, 20 shots, hitting on a 5. Ooh. 3?
Damn.
For real? So we are all flabbergasted by the dice. That only gave us 3 hits. The giant saves on a 3. It's AP 1, so saving on a 4. It did. Okay, the dice are choosing what they want to do today. 3 wounds down. So the big guy is already down to 9. Might as well get it out of the way now. The warrior squad is going to double time up the field. And they're going to end up right there. What that did is it brought them in range of that artillery piece. It is going to fire into those warriors. 2 shots. We got 1 hit. Saving on a 5. As I missed the box. So we lose 1. So blip. The unit of brutes are going to march forward to end up right behind the giant. Another round of artillery from that one all the way in the back into the brutes. And by brutes, I meant warriors. They're all big brutes. Go ahead, roll. Whiff! The second light chariot is going to do the same thing the first one did, and bang! 4 impact hits. We got 4 hits. They all save. The rest of the attacks, the lances are the black dice. We only got 1 regular hit. He takes 1 wound. So this guy over here goes down to 1. And they get to do their 3-inch of a wiggle. So their attack's back on a 6 because they are fatigued with nothing. So the chariot won by 1 wound. Morale test for the Griff Riders. Oh, they are pinned. So the chariot moves back and they get the lovely Marble of Death. So the Beamer Wagon is going to give both the squads of spearmen +1 to the defense. He's going to move forward and fire into that giant. 2 hits. AP 2, so it means the giant saves on a 5. He saves them both! Oh, he is blessed! The crazed hogs are going to move up over there. They're being kind of boxed in by the whole battle line in front of them. Using the artillerist, he's going to tell that artillery piece to fire again! Back into that unit of warriors. 2 shots on a 5. Whiff again. The beast boss in the heavy chariot, he's going to move up behind the brutes again, kind of hemmed in by the terrain and the battle line to right there. The first unit of spearmen are going to move up. Moving up to right there, right beside the beam wagon with their little marker that shows they have +1 defense. Next, we're going to run the brute boss forward. He's going to take off beside that house. And he's going to be out there being all tough and solo-like. Same thing for the next squad of spearmen. They're going to form up right behind the griffin. The first unit of raiders is going to move forward to there, and then they are going to fire some bow shots into those infantry. 5 shots, hitting on a 5. We got 1 hit, saving on a 4. They save. So they didn't kill anybody, but what they did do with that is they took away the +1 defense. Unit of Griff Riders. They are going to go to there. So the Human Empire is done activating. Now we just have these 2 units of Raiders back here. They are both going to move to right there, and they are both going to fire at those Griff Riders. 10 shots hitting on a 5. We got 4 hits, saving on a 3. They save them all. At the end of turn 1, the 2 battle lines are pushing forward. The Human Empire double timing their spears to form a shield wall before the warriors of the Beastmen crash into them. Moving on to turn number 2. At the beginning of the turn, the squad of 20 ambushers pop up right here behind the spearmen. Human Empire are going to get the first activation. First activation for the humans, we're going to have the big beast fight in the middle. Starting with the lance, we got 2 hits, then some stomp action. We got 3 hits there. Then the rending hits. 3 more hits. So the lance on the charge, it's AP 2. That means saving on a 5. He takes 2. With the stomp, it's AP 1. And with the 1 furious hit, that's 4 hits, saving on a 4. He takes 2 more. So the rending, we had 3 6s. So that means that 3 of those are going to spike off extra hits. And the 3 that roll the 6s are AP 4. So let's do the AP 4 ones first. 2 more fails. And then saving on the regular armor save of a 3. 1 more fail. So the big guy here goes down to 6 wounds, and then he fights back. So fighting back, we have 6 AP2 and 4 at AP1, hitting on a 3. He also has the heavy pierce ability on a 6, which goes off, so there'll be 3 more AP1 hits. So 6 hits at AP1, ends up losing 2, and then 4 at AP2. He doesn't take any, so he wins, definitely wins combat. Morale test for the giant. He's going to pass. The big guy's down to 10. He backs up an inch. First activation for the Beastmen. Our ambushing unit is going to charge into the Spearmen. So that's where those Beastmen are going to end up, but the Spearmen are going to be fighting first. So we're going to move them into combat and change the angle to look better. So that is how the Spearmen are going to end up. They're going to fight first with their counter. Spearmen are going to hit on a 4. 7 hits, Beastmen save on a 5. They're going to lose 4. So for the Beastmen, they have 15 of those hunters plus the hunt master that's with them. So it ends up 34 attacks, hitting on a 5. With Furious. Oof. With Furious. Yeah, they are. Oh, they're not Furious. So it turns out they're not Furious. I was wrong. So 15, saving on a 5. So they end up losing 7 Spearmen. Morale test for the Spearmen on a 4. They're going to pass. So we start with this, and we end up like that. So the Beamer Wagon, again, is going to give out +1 defense candy to that Spearman unit, and then it is going to fire at that lone brute boss with his giant sword. 2 shots, 1 hit. AP2, so it's saving on a 5. And it passes. Oh, the dice are definitely on the Beastmen side today. That brute boss did not like it, so it's going to charge into the Griffin. Rawr. So the brute boss has heavy pierce. It does not go off. Then he has 6 attacks, hitting on a 3 with a Furious. So that's going to be 6 hits. 6 hits at AP4. That'll be 4 down on the Griffin, but now the Griffin gets to fight back. So the Stomp and the Lances. 1 hit. And then the Rendings, 2 hits. So the Rendings roll a 6, AP4, save 1, and then the other one at AP1 on 4, save. So he only takes 1 wound. Brute Boss wins combat by 1 because of the fear, but he doesn't fail morale test. Big guy goes down to 6. The Brute Boss here backs up. He goes down to 5. And we continue. So we're going to move those Spearmen. They're going to be able to make it over here to these warriors. We'll be right back after we move a ton of stuff. So after all of that, both sides have 13 models that are in range to swing, plus their heroes inside the units. So all the Spearmen's attacks hitting on a 4. So saves for the Beastmen on a 4, and then on a 5. Ooh, so they lose 8. Ooh, we're going to have to redo some numbers. So they're down to 12 guys in the squad, plus the hero. Beast Lord hits on a 3, is going to be the black dice. Warriors hit on a 4. Oh my god, we got like big swingy numbers in this game. This is ridiculous. Look at that. Good lord. Black dice are 5s, the rest are 4. Only 6 lost to Spearmen. Morale test for the Beasts on a 3. They're going to pass. They lose their +1 defense, and we're going to keep them engaged just because we don't want to move those models again. They kind of stick together. But you guys know what we're doing. Consider them 1 inch apart. The giant here in the middle, he's going to push right back into the griffin, but he's going to move over a little bit before he does it with his 6 wounds. First, we're going to start off with the heavy pierce, which it fails this time. Then everything else hitting on a 6. As I missed the box with all kinds of stuff. There we go. Yep, that works. So we got that many hits, but it is furious. So, more hits. So for fails, armor save 4, the black dice are AP 1. We kind of went fast on that one, so that's a fail, and then the white dice were AP 2. So fail, 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 fail. No, pass, pass. So he takes 5 wounds. Griffin's attacks back. Then the rending hits. He's got 2. Those are AP 4, saving on a 6. Fail them both. Morale test for the Griffin. He's still around with 1 wound left. Griffin's down to 1. Big doofus here is down to 4. He backs up an inch. This is the game where no one fails a morale test. Next activation, the Griff Riders. Gonna go boom. Which one is it? The leader or the
Doofus.
The giant?
Yep.
All right, cool. 6 impact hits on a 2. They all hit, saving on a 3. He loses 1 wound. Okay, black are the lances, everything else are the claws. So we got 2 lances and 2 regular hits. 2 lances are going to be saving on 5s. Fails them both. And the 2 at AP 1, saving on a 4. Fails the last one, that's going to be enough. Crash! The giant falls down. So on the clap back, the brutes, they are going to charge into the Griff Riders. The brutes are going to roll their pierce ability and get nothing. Then we got 6 attacks hitting on a 3 with Furious. We end up with 4 hits because of that 1 6. AP 4, saving on a 6. So they lose 3, which is going to be 1 whole Griffin. So he gets pulled out, and then this guy kind of just shambles this way. Griff Riders attacks backs on a 6. Nothing. Time for a morale test. They're going to pass. Everybody's holding. No one's running away from here. Moving back a little bit more. A little more. There we go. So these marksmen, they're going to go over 6-ish inches. And then they're going to fire at the boss here. So the mage is going to cast Fireball. It goes off. We're going to put more points into it. So that's 2 hits at AP 2. He's going to take 1 wound from that. 20 rifle shots on a 5. Ooh, that's a lot of 5s. 8 hits overall with rifles. He's got 4 wounds left. These are all AP 1, saving on a 4. That's going to do it. Shot in the back. Leaving it open for our beast boss on the heavy chariot. Bang! Right into the griffin. So first we have 4 impacts for 3 hits. 3 regular saves. And that's going to be all she wrote. Boom! Big guy goes down. This guy, don't lay down at the job, and then we just go forward a little bit. There we go. Human activation, they are going to recover the Griff Riders. Because the crazed boars, they're coming in. First, we got to figure out their level of crazy. It's going to be a 3, which means everything they have gets rending. Time for impacts. Everything hits. Ooh, there's 3 fails right there. The rest of the boars attacks on a 4. 2 hits. AP 1. There's 1 more, so 4 total. So this one's already down to 1. That's going to be both of these. Striking back. 1 hit with a lance. Saving on a 5. Takes a wound. Morale test for the lone guy left. That's a fail. He is out of there. So 1 goes down to 2, and this guy is gone. Next activation, the spearmen are going to blob forward into that. So all those spears hitting on a 6. That's still a couple 6s. 4 6s. One of them was AP 1, so saving on 5s. And a 6. So 4 are going to go down. 12 hunters and the hunt master fighting back on a 6. 2. Out of all that, 2. At least it's 2 dead spearmen. Morale test for the Beastmen. Oh, Lord, with a 6, we pass. So now that they are unblocked, we're going to have 1 light chariot go that way and end up there. because nobody else is going to really matter that I'm going to move. We're going to go ahead and move all of my stuff here until we get to the next spot. This light chariot will just go up right next to the first, and now we're going to have some artillery rain down. We're going to have 1, 2, and the artillerist all fire into that group of warriors. 6 shots. 2 hits. So those 2 hits turn into 6 hits with blast of 3, saving on a 5. They're going to lose 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh, we're getting tiny. So the humans are all done. That just leaves my raiders in the field. Let's go ahead and move them around. All 3 of those raider squads are going to fire their little bows into the Griff Riders. So that's going to be 15 shots. Look for 5. With a stacked. Not terrible. 6 hits, saving on a 3. Oh, Lord, they lose 4. Morale test. Fearless. Nope, still didn't work. So 1's gone. 1's down to 2. And he is stuck. And that'll be the end of turn number 2. So on turn 2, the battle lines definitely clashed together. Our big guys both went down. The large squads of infantry are just beating on each other with archers and bullets flying from the flanks. The Beastmen were able to punch through on their right flank with the light chariots. Let's see if they're going to be able to do anything with the stuff that was able to get through. Moving on to turn number 3. First activation, the Beamer Wagon is going to move up there, and then he's going to take a shot at this wounded chariot. 2 shots. 1 hit. Save on a 6. It fails, so that means he's down to 1 wound and morale test. He's going to be pinned. He's down to 1 and pinified. The second chariot is going to do a long bomb charge into that artillery piece. Impact hits from the chariot. 4 hits. That's going to do enough right there. There goes the artillery piece. Squish. Next activate is going to be the spearmen fighting against the warriors. Oh, their attacks hitting on a 4. Not bad at all. Saving on a 5. There's 2, and saving on a 4. There's more. So 6 total. It is down to just the hero. 4 attacks with the Beast Lord. 2 hits. That's going to be 2. Brain no working. That's going to be 2 fails. Morale test with the Beast Lord. He's going to pass. He's going nowhere. Remember the joke was I couldn't pass a morale test? Now I can't fail him. The Beast Boss on the chariot, he's just going to go be a nuisance. Right there. He has the crazed rule. Let's see how crazy he is. Again, with a 3, everything is rending. 4 impacts for 3 hits. We got 2 saves, so only 1 down so far. 2 attacks at AP 1. Whiff. 3 attacks at AP 3. 3 hits there. That'll be 3 more down. So that'll be 4 there. Then they get to do the swarm. Close enough. And they fight back. Their attack's back. Hitting on a 5. Ooh, we got a stacker. Pretty good. What? Only missed 1. Good lord. Beast Lord saves on a 3. Ooh. He takes 2. Morale test for the marksman. They're going to be stunned. They're stunned, and he backs up an inch. Next, we got the other spearman squad jumping into that squad of hunters. So we got 11 spearmen and the hero fighting. As we miss the box with all kinds of stuff. Let's go, come on!
I'm going.
There we go. Hitting out a 4. Well, not great. We got 3 hits. That's what the dice. Don't look at me like that.
It's because the dice are furries.
Look at that dice.
The dice are furries.
The dice are fur. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see it.
With how the rolls have been going in this game, yeah, they support the fur.
Oh, I'm still recording. That's going in the blooper reel.
Oh.
1 out of 6. 2 out of 5. So we lose 2. So 2 down, and we fight back. 11 hunters fighting back. Out of 5. All right, a little better. Yeah, the dice might be a little furry inclined. Got it. Saving on a 4.
See me fail them all.
You didn't fail enough. Only 3. Fail 3.
You still won combat.
Yeah, I still won combat, but you know, it happens. Morale, fail. Fearless roll, fail. And because the last combat took them below half, they're going to take off running. Poof. So then the crazed boars, they're just going to turn. Smack into that. Spearmen attack first because they have counter hitting on a 6 because they are fatigued and we keep missing the box. Put that dice in there. Oh, for God's sake. Here, I'll throw it. 2 hits, save it on a 5. If we take 2 wounds, that means one of the boar is going to go down. So we don't get the impact hits because they have spears and spears counteract impact. And we've lost it. We got the giggles. They're attacking. They whiff completely. Oh, good job, boars. Hey, at least they don't fail their morale test. So, bap, and boop, done. So we're going to do some stuff here. This guy is just going to recover, and then we are going to have the artillery, and the artillerists are going to fire into that squad there. Artillery shots. Hits on a 5, so 1 hit. Saving on a 6, we got 2 dead. It takes them below half, and they're going to fail their morale test this time. They are going to be stuck. So the last activation for the humans, these guys are going to recover, and then there's going to be the rest of the beast stuff. So now the humans are done, the beasts are going to go ahead and roll through. We got all 3 of these squads. They're going to fire at that lone Griff Rider. 15 shots hitting on a 5. Not bad. 6 hits. That's going to be enough. So that's going to pull him off. Next activation, we are going to use the brutes here. They are going to charge into the beam wagon. First, we're going to do the pierce attack with nothing again. 6 attacks on a 3. 5 hits. They are furious, so that adds an extra 1, so it turns into 7 hits. So that's going to be it for the beam wagon. Bang! Last thing we're going to do is unstun them, and then the beast lord here, he's just going to... There. Turn 3 saw the beastmen plow through the front line of the human empire. Coming up on turn 4, we're going to see what they're going to be able to pull out. I don't even know what else to say. Moving on to turn number 4. First activation of turn 4, in order to cause as much damage as possible, artillery and artillerists, we're going to group them together, firing into that squad. There we go, 3 hits. 9, that turns into 9 hits, saving on a 6. It's going to be 8 dead. Time for morale test. They're going to pass. So there goes everybody except for that hero. Still holding on. The Beast Boss Chariot is just going to thud again. 4 impact hits. 3 hits. 1 dead. I forgot to check its craziness. It is a 6 this time. Everything is AP plus 1. Hitting on a 3. 3 hits. Saving on a 6. 3 more go down. Fighting back. They got 2 hits. Saving on a 3. Saved 1. Riflemen lose combat morale test. They pass. So big guy goes down to 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaving all of the Gatling guns left. So the 2 riflemen and the caster move back, and they're going to fire everything they have into that chariot. He's going to put every point he has in leech, and it goes off. So that's going to be 1 hit at AP4. Saving on a 6. Fail. Rest of the firepower. Saving on a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to do it. That deadly 3-shot coupled with all 4 of those rifle rounds going through is going to be enough to take that chariot out. The chariot here in the back sees another juicy target. Impact hits. 4 hits. It's still alive. 1 wound left. 2 regular attacks and then 2 attacks with a lance. It's going to completely miss. 2 attacks back. 1 hit. Saving on a 4. Save. Morale test. The artillery is going to take off running. Boom. The artillerist gets to stay, though. So the spearmen are going to take off running around the crazed boars to that objective there. So they will take that objective. The last light chariot is going to do this. Bang! 4 impact hits. 4 hits. 2 down, leaving just the caster. 2 regular attacks. 2 lance attacks. 1 regular hit. Saving on a 5. Passes. Caster fights back. 1 hit. Saving on a 4. Passes. Morale test. The caster's going to stick around. So that one caster is holding that guy from the objective, so we're just going to have this guy run over to contest. And I think at that point, we're going to go ahead and call this game. So at the end of turn number 4, the final score is going to be Beastmen 2, Human Empire 1. Because the Beastmen still hold that objective all the way back that the Raiders started on. So my thoughts on the Beastmen army. Overall, I think the army list is excellent. With a lack of large point investment models, it forces you into playing wide instead of tall. Bringing many large units to the board means that they are going to swamp their enemies in attacks, be able to absorb the damage that comes their way, and have more bodies on the field when it comes time to count objectives. So that'll do it for us out here in the garage today. I hope you all had a great time watching. I hope you all have a great time playing OPR wherever you are. Remember, we have the work in production contest going on. Send in some stuff to the Discord server, and you might just win a prize. Also, we have the Grimdark Future campaign going on currently. So again, head on over to the Discord, send in your results and pictures of your battle. We all love to see them. So that's enough talking for me for one day. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.